actual comedy? Our first comic coming to the stage is a regular here at Improv Boston. She's a member of our family show. She's a one-woman show called MPH. Very funny lady. Please make some noise for Lindsay Gonzales!
Hello, you fine people. Dear YM, on the 5th day of the Women in Comedy Festival, I finally became a woman. Thank you. It took some doing. I think homophobia has gone too far. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's Australian, and she said to me, and she has a very obnoxious accent because they all do. She goes, yeah. She goes, I don't know, I wouldn't want to see a female gynecologist. I wouldn't want some woman poking around down there. And I was like, wait a minute. With all the options the Australian healthcare system has offered you, you're not willing to see a board-certified specialist that actually is in possession of the organs and systems in question for her discipline? That's redonkulous. How homophobic are you? Going to see a male gynecologist is like taking your car to an Amish mechanic. It is a fruitless fool's errand. Australians are interesting. They think they're quite sophisticated, but they're not. I could go on at length about that, but I don't have that time. Australia is like yogurt. It's rich and delicious and enjoyable, but if you left a pot of yogurt on its own for 150 years, it would develop its own culture. Dear God, you're British people with tans. It's horrifying. And I wrote a song about it, how I feel about the situation. And you're going to have to listen to it, because it's my time. You're all Australian cause your ancestors were criminals. That's why they went there in the 19th century. And it doesn't really matter if they stole some bread or killed a guy. You're all descended from convicted aliens. Convicts' descendants, you're the descendants of dead criminals. So regardless of your urge to insult or condescend to me, you're just the British that Britain didn't want. Thank you. Thank you. Feel free to sprinkle literally and liberally across Australasia. Let the hatred fester. Why stop at England? Has anyone been in a Burger King lately? I know I have because I'm a failed anorexic, and it's a true story. There's 3 of me in here. I was in a Burger King, and they had descriptions a la wine tasting above the soda fountains. Have you seen this shit? Go in a Burger King, drive-thru's not for you. Everyone needs to see you eating there. They have descriptions, and it's like Dr. Pepper. 39 different artificial and natural flavors combined to form this unique and flavorful beverage. Unctuous mouthfeel, not for everyone. Sprite, obstreperous, mischievous, deceivious like your ex-girlfriend. You just can't resist it. Less pedestrian and accessible than Fanta. Diet Coke. Light, crisp, refreshing. Phenylalanine notes with a chemical finish. 0 calories goes great with a BK fat burger and a side of fries. Get on it, Burger King. With the nexus of the universe between Sonoma County and the BK marketeers that decided they should put descriptions. The sommelier at the Burger King is the lowest on the totem pole, is what I'm trying to say. I like old words. I like old slang. Pop culture shouldn't be limited to when you're alive. There's a dictionary I was reading the other day. I have no friends. It's from 1811. It's called the Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue. Wouldn't you pick that shit up? And, shit. Curse. Good. Well, but I would never curse without animation. For this one, I have to take you there visually. There's this piece of slang called the Admiral of the Narrow Seas. It's a drinking term. It means that if you're seated at a public house or bar across from someone and you are so incredibly intoxicated that you projectile vomit into their lap, in between their legs, then you are the Admiral of the Narrow Seas. Now, I don't know if you know how dictionaries work, but they have to be used enough as terms to appear in a dictionary. That means there was a brief period at the beginning of the 19th century that caused people to puke projectile vomit possibly from bad gin or grog into someone's lap. That'll ruin your Saturday. You're not making it to the game that day. Do you ever feel, ladies, and smaller gentlemen, that when you're in a bar, that you're not necessarily the most desirable person there, and then someone leers at you like you are, and you don't feel sexy like a gazelle roaming free. You feel like the littlest water buffalo that's not gonna make it across the creek because of the crocodile. I like to feel like that. It makes me feel sexy. I feel like there's natural selection in the human kingdom too. If you've driven by BU, you know what I'm talking about. When you're going down Com Ave at a respectable 37 miles an hour, and some fucking co-ed scuttles across in front of you, so traffic lights. I'm pretty. I'm also 20, and it's just ridiculous. And I was like, why would you do that? There's like green line trains, there's cars coming from 15 different angles, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get run over, and your life's gonna be over. It's sad, until I realized it's a natural selection. Because this girl is so stupid. I mean, why would you fuck with a 2-ton killing machine? Or her vehicle? Hey, settle down! I can say that, some of my best friends are fat. That is their word. Don't you dare inhibit my language freedom, sir. Mr. I've been drunk forever. Okay. Now I've gotten my hype up, my ire up, my adrenaline is flowing. I feel obligated to tell you guys that I'm a hip-hop artiste as well as being a stand-up comedian. I'd like to give you a little bit of poetry that I've rewritten. It dropped in the early 2000s, but I'm reviving it just like the 1811 dictionary. I'm bringing it back. Here it goes. You might be familiar with the original poem it's based on. It's called Milkshake. My frosted dairy beverage congregates all the young men to the place of convenience. It is superior to the one which you have formerly demonstrated. I could instruct you as to the manner of this execution, but there would have to be a monetary exchange. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the day of the real.